GIST with Enkay Ogboruchhe.
You don't even know how excited I am today. Hey! You see, this particular episode of The Gist, I can assure you, is going to be all shades of fun. Just take a look at this woman, from the crown of her head to the sole of her feet. This is the one and only Pastor Isabella Ogboruchhe,
yes,
all the way from the United Kingdom.
Blow through this place, mighty wind of the Spirit blow.
Yes. An amazing woman of God. Yes. She's a minstrel, she's a pastor, she's a counselor. She wears so many hats, and you know, it's such an honor to have you on The Gist with Enkay.
Oh my gosh, we've already been having a great time.
Yes,
so yes, I know it's going to be
Thank you so
awesome.
much for honoring our invite as well.
Yes.
We've admired your work from afar.
I think you need to tell your viewers that she's also known as Isabella Melodies.
Yes.
Because a lot of them don't know me as Isabella Ogboruchhe.
Yes, she is Isabella Melodies. That's her stage name, actually. She's also my mama. I call her my mama.
Yes.
So, Mama, good to have you on the show.
Yes,
thank you for honoring us. Yes. So, yeah, I've said a lot of things about you. I'm sure it sounds like rambling. You could please tell the people who you are and what it is that you do.
My name is Isabella, which means consecrated to God. I'm married. Been married for going on 25 years. I have 4 kids, 4 grown kids. And I just love people. I love the Lord. I love people. And I use everything that He's given to me to worship Him.
Wow. Speaking of that, I would just like to take a leaf from that, because, you know, when we say we worship God, some people think it's the 10 minutes, 15 minutes we accord on the program in church when we lift our hands and sing slow songs. But when you say you use everything that He has given you to worship, could you tell us exactly what you mean?
Oh my gosh. Well, I will say something that sounds quite cliche, but it's the truth. Worship is a lifestyle. It's our life we live from Monday through to Sunday. Not just about the music, and not just about when we're up there in the pulpit or a stage, any kind of platform. When we're under the spotlight, is actually when no one is looking. The life we live. Does it glorify Him? And for me, that's the definition of worship. I heard a definition yesterday which blew my mind. Somebody said, worship is a journey into the very heart of God.
Wow, that is
It's
deep.
not the songs you sing. You know, it's not the half an hour corporate time of worship in church. It's your lifestyle. It's the entirety of your being. And I'm sure you know this, that the highest form of worship is obedience.
Yes.
How submitted are we to His will outside of the spotlight?
Outside of the spotlight. That's the key word, outside of the spotlight. Yeah.
Yes.
Very deep. And I heard you say you've been married for 25 years.
Getting on 25 years.
Oh my God.
We've actually been together 32 years. Because we both, now I'm going to tell you all my age. Yeah. We both met when we were 18. And then we dated for 7 years.
7 years?
Yes, because we were in uni, we were 18, we were too young.
Wow.
So we were in uni, we both graduated and, you know, spent some time together, and then we got married. So yes, we're 24 plus, we're soon gonna be 25 years.
You don't look like you've been married for that long. You look actually like you're still in the market.
Hey.
You can look
toastable.
You look toastable. So tell us, how did you discover your passion?
I'm not one of those people that dreamt of the big stage or dreamt of singing. I've always loved singing, but I never looked at it as something I would do. I only just wanted to be a lawyer. so I could free all
Are
the
you a
women
trained lawyer?
from. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not yet.
Okay. Yes. Oh, okay.
All right. I have my master's. I have done my degree, but the law part is coming. I haven't done it, but I will, by God's grace.
Amen.
But I've always written. That's a gift of songwriting from when I was little. I would just get exercise books back in those days, and I would fill it up with songs. I just used to write, and I used to write novels as well.
Wow.
So I would fill books with, I write a whole novel actually.
Wow.
And my friends knew all of that. So there was a gift there, but I didn't quite know what it was. But on top of that, although I wasn't born again, every time I went into a place where there was worship, even as a child growing up, I was a mess. It just messed me up. I would cry from beginning to end. I didn't know what it was. I didn't recognize that it was the hand of the Lord upon me at that time. But I knew that there was something that kept pulling me. And so when I became born again, without still meaning to sing, but I just used to, in fact, in the home choir of the church where I wasn't a member of the choir. This was in 1996. I would write songs and give to them, and they would sing it, but not me. And once in a while I would do a special number, but it wasn't something. But the Lord gave me a vision. It was very clear as day, around 1997. I still have it etched in my mind, like a picture that's never gonna fade.
Wow.
And he showed me what he wanted me to do. And I remember going to speak to someone about it, and they smiled, because I had no musical training at the time. I had no idea whatsoever about music. But he wanted me to do something with the songs he was giving me. And that vision came in 1997, but I didn't actually step into a studio until 2009.
That's 12 years after.
Years, yes. But that 12 years, I was being grounded, I was being trained, I was being nurtured, I was just being, taught in the word, and I was being taught to serve. To serve in the house of the Lord.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And Daddy sings or not?
Not for his life.
He can't hold the notes to save his life.
No, he thinks he can sing, but he can't.
Why are they all like that? Oh my God. All right, so tell us 3 things that people don't know about you.
Oh my gosh. What are the 3 things people don't know about me? I do not like heights. And people say, I always surprised because I fly so much. Because I'm always flying, I'm always traveling. But I do not like heights.
Like if I take you to the top of a mountain.
No, I would just close my eyes and ask for Jesus to take me home.
Oh my God.
No, I do not like heights.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that, although I've lived abroad all my life, you cannot take the Nigerian girl out of me. Everywhere I go, I remember going to Dubai or the Caribbean or whatever, I have to find Niger food.
So you like Niger food more than any other continental?
No other food compares to Niger cuisine.
Oh my God. So what's your best food?
Niger depends on my mood. I love so many things. I love the soups. Okay. I love jollof rice and plantain. I love what else? I love everything. There's nothing I don't love. So when you ask me what is your,
I love everything. From one foodie to the other, I take 5.
They enter brain.
And they tell you. Especially when you've lived away from it for a while.
Oh my goodness. That's why I go places and they say, oh, let's go. They think taking me out is taking me to a Chinese or something. I'm like, please, is there a Nigerian restaurant?
I know.
Around here? Hello, I'm an Igbo girl.
Okay, so you're afraid of heights, you love Nigerian food. And the last thing
I think people know this already, but I'm just gonna say I'm just one of them hopeless romantics. I love love.
Let me tell you guys for free. You cannot place a call to this woman and she will not end it with I love you.
Yes.
As in be you, boy, girl, man, woman. And it's just coming from a place of
absolutely. I am just that kind of person. I love people. And I love to spread love.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay, but we know that already, but it's okay. Let me not stress it too much. So tell me.
Yes.
What day would you consider the best day, or what experience have you had that would make you say this was the best day of your life? And what experience would you say that this was the worst day or worst experience?
Oh, I know. Can I start with the worst day of my life?
Yes, please.
The worst day of my life, I was living in the UK and I got, not even a call, when I lost my mom. That was the worst day of my life. Because when I was leaving Nigeria after I'd done my youth service, and I remember the day I was leaving, the way my mom was crying, I was going to the UK, the way she was weeping, because I was going there to live. And she kept saying things like, will I live to see my daughter again? And it was in her office, we were there, and people were just, because they used to call her chief, she was a chief education officer. They used to call her, they were saying, chief, this is a time to be happy, a time to rejoice that your daughter is traveling. And she kept crying and crying, and I wouldn't even let her come with me to the airport. It was just the driver that took me. I said, Mom, you can't, be like this, just stay. And she kept crying, will I ever see my daughter again? Will I ever live to see my daughter again? And within 1 year, I lost her. And it was a sudden thing. She went to bed and she didn't wake up the next morning. So it wasn't like it was something that was expected. It wasn't as if it was prepared for. And that hit me. And worse still, I wasn't around at the time. So for me, that day, my world crashed. I thought I would never smile again. I thought my life was over. That was the worst day. But here we are. Over 20 years ago this happened. So we bless God that, best days. I've had too many best days to pin it to one.
Well, you have to find one and tell us.
It cannot be one. Oh, there are too many. There are too many. But I will tell you the top 5. Top 5. The day I got married to the love of my life.
But hello, you've known this man like 9 years before the wedding day.
It was different.
What? Are you serious?
It was different.
Why?
When I got married, because I'm like, you're mine forever.
No, nobody coming to try anything.
No vacancy. It's taken.
Oh my God. Okay, 2.
And the number 2, the day I gave birth to my first daughter. And number 3, 4, 5. The day I did.
Each of the times you had each of them.
I had, God just, just blessed us so much.
Amazing. 2 boys and 2 girls.
Yes.
Beautiful. So tell us, do you have like a beauty regimen? Your looks, like I said, is one of the things that stands you out. You always look amazing. You don't look like you're close to the feet. Is that
what do you call it?
Are you trying to do?
I'm trying to do that one.
Is it baby body? What do they call this dance again?
Whatever it's called.
Is that what you're trying to do? I like
it. Yes.
You don't
whatever it's called.
A day close to. How does the Bible put it? 5 score. Oh
it's not 5 score because
2 score and 1. You don't look.
Whatever she's saying.
How do you maintain your looks?
Oh gosh. I'm one of those people. Well, how do I have to say, this might sound like being over spiritual, but really the grace of God. I cannot.
Yeah, it sounds over spiritual.
It
Let
does,
me know the physical
but that's
ones.
no. I will talk about that. But I have to say, that's a big part of it. I look after my skin. I spend money on products, good products that actually my husband helped me discover some of the products that are good for me. I try. I used to be an aerobics instructor. I'm trained as an aerobics dance to music instructor. So I used to exercise a lot. I don't do that quite so much because I travel so much and all of that, but I should. I do try to exercise whenever I can. And I try to rest. People always say, Isabella, you're so busy. Do you ever rest
Time
and
to
everything?
rest.
But I do. I try to
Deliberately.
very deliberately. Sleep is very important.
Yeah.
You know, so for you to function at your optimum,
Yes.
rest is a big part of it.
Yeah. Could you share with us very quickly, what challenge have you gone through in life that kind of like shaped or made you believe in the miraculous, in the reality of the power in the name of Jesus, and that he works miracles? Just one.
Do you want me to tell you a story
Yes,
about
please.
it? In the year 1997, this is actually a perfect one. My sister was getting married in Lagos, and we used to live in Port Harcourt. So myself, my husband, my daughter, who was 18 months at that time, and I was pregnant, 3 months pregnant for my second daughter, Stephanie. We had to fly to Lagos, and there's this particular airline that was the best at that time, ADC Airlines. It was the most respected, reputable,
Yes, I remember.
and everybody wanted to fly ADC Airlines, and I wouldn't fly any other airline but that. So we got our tickets. We were going to. This was on a Thursday. And we were flying because the wedding was on a Saturday.
Yeah.
The 7th of November 1997. I'd never forget it. And when we got to the airport, because we used to have dogs who littered, and my sister wanted a puppy.
Okay.
So we took a puppy to go give my sister. This is myself, my husband, my
And your
daughter, and I was
and the unborn
pregnant.
baby.
And when we went, they actually checked us in, and it was fine. But we were carrying the puppy in a box. And when we were about to board, when we got to the boarding gate, the people there turned us back, said, "You can't board this flight. It's
With a puppy.
With a puppy. Either you disembark, or you have to leave the puppy because the flight is very full. You cannot take a puppy on the flight." And to me, it was like, this is the last flight of the day. It was about 4 o'clock. And I said to my husband, could we just leave the puppy behind, get someone to come and get this puppy so we can go? My husband thought about it and said, no, let's not leave the puppy. Let's come down and take another flight. I can't remember, it was one Chanchangi or something like it was.
I remember Chachangi.
Yeah, there was another flight.
Yeah.
And we then disembarked, which I wasn't happy about. I was not happy because it was, but bottom line of it was that God used a puppy to save us all, because that flight crashed and 157 people lost their lives here in Ota, Lagos. It was about to land, about 5 minutes to landing.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You guys were almost on that flight.
We were on that flight. Our names were on the manifest, whatever they call it. Yes, they had. So everybody, and those days were not the days of mobile phones and things. So my mother-in-law, everyone in Port Harcourt thought we had gone with that flight. So it was God in his miraculous way that he used the puppy to save us from that flight after we had checked in and we had our boarding passes.
That is amazing.
So that testimony,
You know, sometimes when we go through challenges in life, we tend to forget a lot of the things,
Can I stop you there, because something just dropped? Is that all right
It's
to
all
say
right.
something? I think this is a moment to just speak to someone. Sometimes in life, when there's a delay, when we feel God, or there's a rejection, you feel, why have they rejected me? Sometimes God uses that to save us. Sometimes God uses that. You see, the enemy wanted to take us out before our time, but mercy said no. And mercy said no through a human being. No, someone, the attendant at the gate
that said,
no, you can't get on that flight. It looked like it was something bad, but it was to save us. So I want to minister to someone right now. If you're watching and you feel that, God is taking too long, I've been, either rejected, or I've been hurt, or it's been so much delay. Others have gone ahead of me and I'm still stuck here. Sometimes, listen, God is using that to just hold you, to save you, because your miracle is right there. Your miracle is right there.
I'm so blessed right now.
Praise God.
Wow, it's amazing.
Praise God.
God is real.
Yes.
He's real. And
absolutely.
moments like this make it very tangible.
Yes.
And that was why I really insisted on you saying something.
Yes, I'm glad you
bless
did.
somebody
I'm
out
glad
there.
you did.
Alright. We're about to get into what I call the game part.
I'm scared.
It's my best part actually.
Oh my God.
Okay, so here is what we call the GIST basket.
Okay.
And in here are some cards that have stuff written on them.
All right.
So you're going to pick two.
Right.
And whatever you find on the cards, you're going to do.
Oh my God. Oh Lord. What is it? Okay, that's my first one. Should I pick a second one?
Okay, you can do that.
They're too few. You should have put more.
Oh, really? All right. So, okay, so you've picked out two, yeah? The first one says a rhyme. You're going to tell us a rhyme. And what we want you to say is, Papa Pita Patara Popo Panye Papa Po. Papa Po La Para Popo Panye Papa Pita.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to say it fast.
Oh my
And you're
gosh.
going to say it 10 times.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1. Action.
Papa Peter Pasara Popo Panye Papa Po. Papa Po La Para Popo Panye Papa Peter.
One.
Papa Peter Para Papa
Faster. Peter Patara Papa Panye Papa Po. This one has entered tongue. You're feeling cool. Okay, the second one. Rap in your native dialect.
I don't even rap in the one that
In English.
Where will I?
You have to rap.
I don't rap.
In your native, what's your native dialect?
Igbo.
Ngwano. There are many Igbo artists that can inspire you right now.
Give me words and I'll rap. Give me the words, I'll rap. Chukuna, ekele di rigi, mama di rigi. Is that I'm singing? Am I rapping?
Just enter the mood. The rap will come. Come on.
Igbo language. Chuku.
Imana Chukuna bu onye na-enye nwa. Let's go.
Imana Chukuna bu onye na-enye nwa. Imana Chukuna bu onye na-agwọ ọrịa. Imana Chukuna bu onye na-enye nwa. Imana Chukuna.
Imana Chuchu. Imana Chuchu.
You're better at doing this than me.
Oh my God! That was fun. Please give me that song again. Hey, Imana Chukuna bu onye na-enye nwa. Come on.
Imana Chukuna bu onye na-enye nwa. Imana Chukuna bu onye na-agwọ.
1, 2, 3, and
My children say to me, Mom, you're too old for this.
I can imagine when you begin this, I'll be like,
Mom, you're too old for this.
oh Lord, thank you so much. Okay, so before we go, just tell us quickly what plans are in the works for the future, for everything you do, your ministry. What do we look out for in 2020?
Wow, there's a lot in the pipeline, but I would just next year, which is 2020, you've talked about, we're going to have a live recording.
Awesome.
I have had live recordings in the past, but not in the way of the next one that we're planning, not in the way we plan to do a future one. Shortly, there's a video coming out.
Oh, wow.
There's a new single, as you know. Oh, well, as I've said before, I'm working on my 9th album.
Wow, 9 albums.
Yes, released a few singles from it. So another single is coming out with a video.
That's a lot of albums out there. Anyway, you said you receive a lot of songs.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Songwriting is part of who I am.
Awesome.
Yes.
We cannot wait to experience everything that you have in store.
Praise
We'll be following you
Lord.
and we'll be enjoying everything.
Yes, and can I just say for my Niger people, I'll be here more often, so hey, I'm all yours. If you want to see my face.
We want to see more and more of you. So what say thank you so much for coming on the show. This is what we call the thank you
GIST
bag.
with Enkay.
Yes.
Oh,
It's nothing
thank you.
major.
Can I open it? Can I see?
Oh, maybe
Can I
after
let
the
the viewers see?
Oh, maybe after this show.
It's my 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish.
It better be fat fish. Oh.
It's not crayfish. And on this note, we're signing out. We say thank you so much for tuning in. Until we come to you again next week with another episode of the Gist with NK. It's bye for now. Bye.
Bye. God bless you.
The Gist with Enke Ogboruche.